Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you would never ask, Heidi. It is Wednesday, the 14th day of July. It is Grand Mariner Day today. National Tape Measure Day. We'll see if that, measures up.
Jeez.
And it's National Mac and Cheese Day. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite mac and cheese?
Not necessarily.
Pretty much all?
I just like macaroni. I really like Panera's macaroni.
I was going to
and cheese.
say, I thought that's one I know you did like. And it's National Nude Day. So have your mac and cheese in the nude.
I would not recommend that.
Maybe don't do that. That's probably a bad idea. I got a good idea, though. I'm going to call Jordan Goodman. We do that. We try to about once a month. Every once in a while, we'll miss him for a month here and there. But he is America's Money Answers Man. And if there ever has been a year that's been a bizarre year
that's for
to do with
sure.
markets and finances and all of that stuff, you see him in the news all the time. If you flip through the news channels, you'll see Jordan Goodman on there quite often. And I'm excited that he takes my calls as well. So we're going to chat with Jordan Goodman coming up in a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. According to a new survey of 2,000 women, 60% of them, Heidi, have called out of work because of painful cramps. The survey asked women about the level of support they received during that time, and over half of them say it feels like no one takes their pain seriously. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Do you think I took your pain seriously when you would be handling with that stuff? And I mean, like, I'll go get you chocolate. What do you need?
I never really.
You don't complain
Fortunately,
much. Yeah, she never really complained.
I've got a pretty high pain tolerance, so I don't know if I don't suffer from them or if I just don't notice and complain about it. I don't
Anytime
know.
you've ever needed something, though, I'm like, what do you need? I'll go get it for you.
Yeah, you're a good man.
I do what I can. A new study claims that she's my wife, by the way. For those of you going, wow, these two coworkers, really? A new study claims that crocodiles can grow their tails back if they get their tail cut off.
Really?
Yeah, I did not know that. Interesting
Well, now
stuff.
I want to cut off a crocodile's tail.
That's how they make Crocs. They cut off. No, they don't really. Don't do that. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A Louisiana man said divine guidance directed him to go to a prison to get his family out. Authorities say shortly after midnight,
That's
a
right.
man showed up. Did we talk about this?
I think we talked
I think
about
we did
him,
too.
yeah.
I got it. This was sent to me, so this is a different version of it. According to the arrest report, they say Bobby Cook, 35, approached the police. He said, God told me to come here. Mm-hmm. When officers said, are you intoxicated? He goes, I got a little high on some meth before I got here, but God told me to come and get my family out of prison. So instead...
That's Lord Calvert.
I don't know. I see what you did there. In his vehicle, they found a backpack with a bag of meth. He said, yeah, that's mine. And then he was not able to get them out of prison, but he was able to go in with them.
Wow.
Booked on 1 count of drug possession. So I was going to say, I thought that seemed familiar, but that was shared with me. Richard, thanks for sending that, by the way. I love it when people see something online, they go, oh, I got to send this to John.
Yeah, me too.
And if you get one of those, you get I like good news stories, people with their brain on drugs, whatever. If you see that, you can submit it right through our website, johnandheidishow.com. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. New letters believed to be written by Bruce Lee. They may have been. They think they have been. May reveal that the late action star was involved of the trade of illegal drugs.
Oh.
Yeah. So they got
that's
these letters
unfortunate.
that are supposedly from Bruce Lee, and they're like, oh, hey, look what he was up to. Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker were making out like crazy at the UFC 264 fight in Las Vegas over the weekend. And they kept like showing them on video making out like crazy. I don't understand. I guess maybe part of it is like she loves to be in the spotlight, and she had a crowd of people around. It's like, hey, let's try to somehow make this about us. I don't know. It completely baffles me how that. Would you do that? I wouldn't do that. It just.
No, but
No.
We've also been married for 21 years.
But even when we were newlyweds. And Bill Cosby has been banned from the Comedy Cellar in New York City. They said he can perform elsewhere, but he's not performing here.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, that's big screen, little screen. Brought to you by channelsurfertv.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of PureCanada.com, promo code radio. A video has gone viral of an unhinged woman who was duct taped to a chair on board an American Airlines flight from Dallas-Fort Worth to Charlotte.
Oh, geez.
Her lawyer said she suffered a psychotic breakdown. The video is pretty intense with her screaming at everybody. So I've got a link to it if you want to.
So they duct taped her to the chair
Apparently.
because of a psychotic breakdown?
She wasn't having the breakdown because she was duct taped to the chair. That's why she was duct taped to the chair.
Okay.
She was apparently going nuts, and they're like, okay,
You're in a timeout.
We're going to fix this. Duct tape fixes a lot of stuff, by the way.
It really does.
Maybe they should have put a piece over the mouth, too. I'm just saying. Rapper Juvenile continues to catch heat from his fans for his new song that's a pro-vaccine song. It's called Vax That Thing Up. And there are people that are really up in arms on that. I just want to say, have you seen his other songs? If you're up in arms about this one, maybe you should go through the catalog and, you know.
I have not seen
I'm
his
just saying,
other songs.
there's many other things that people should be up in arms about, but we'll move on. Britney Spears sent a box of toys to her sister Jamie Lynn's kids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but how is that national news? I don't understand how that even made it to my inbox. And then I actually chose to read it. Music mogul Scooter Braun has separated from his wife, Yale. Her name is Yale, but it's spelled Y-A-E-L, not Y-A-L-E.
Oh, interesting.
It's kind of a cool name, though.
It is a cool name.
This story baffles me. A groom in Romania found himself a new bride within 24 hours. His fiancée got cold feet the day before their wedding. She said, it's just not going to work.
So this was
I can't do
Romania, you said?
Yeah, in Romania.
Okay.
So the groom dialed up some old girlfriends. He convinced one, hey, you know what you should do? You should come on down here and you should marry me tomorrow. And she's like, okay.
Wow.
And they didn't tell anybody until they walked down the aisle. Can you even imagine if you were on the side of the bride and you're like, wait a minute, that's not who I'm here to see?
I can't imagine being the bride saying,
No.
Sure, I guess. I'm your second choice. Sure, I'll be there.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. That could have been today's weird news, or it could have been moment of duh. Could have been many things, but here it is. Today's scoop of the day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Our guest today is Jordan Goodman, America's Money Answers Man. We talk to him about once a month, and we talk about everything financial. And you can find Jordan and ask questions that we can ask him about here on the program at moneyanswers.com. Jordan, how are you, sir?
Great to be with you, John.
Always a pleasure to visit with you. Now, right now, things are kind of turning the corner for a lot of people. There were people who a year ago were sitting at home without a job trying to figure out what was going to happen. A year later, many people have jobs. There's a lot of companies that are still looking for people. What does the financial picture look like for right now, like a snapshot in time today?
Much, much brighter. The stock market's been hitting all-time highs. We have 9.3 million unfilled jobs. Employers just can't find people to fill the jobs that are out there. And people are feeling good. They're traveling. They're going to restaurants. They're getting out there. And they're taking on a lot of debt, John. A lot of debt. The numbers just came out. The latest month was 39% higher in the amount of debt that consumers took on. This is auto loans, credit cards, personal loans, that kind of thing, compared to a year ago. So when Americans feel good, they go out and spend and they go out and borrow.
And what does that mean for the average American when we're seeing all of this debt? Because not everybody's doing that, but those who are getting, like you said, car loans, getting maybe new mortgages, getting that, does that affect everybody or basically just the people that are getting the loans?
Well, I mean, it's adding a lot of debt to society. Of course, at the federal level, we're adding a lot of debt as well. I mean, it stimulates the economy in the short term. These debts do have to be repaid eventually, and that's going to be a problem down the road. Right now, it feels almost like 2006. Things were really booming, and then the hangover came later, I guess you might say, John. And not only traditional people, but subprime people. For example, in the latest month, there were 600,000 subprime auto loans, which is up 31% from the previous month. There were 1.4 million new credit card loans given to subprime borrowers in the latest month, up 28% from last year. So even people in the past who might have had trouble getting credit are now being able to get credit.
And what would you say is the biggest factor for that, where we're seeing the increase in subprime?
Well, the banks are willing to lend, whereas a year ago they were not. I mean, a lot of people went through pretty rough times in the last year. Their credit scores went down. They lost employment. Maybe their businesses went under. Their hotels went under. So people went through a rough time, and that hurt their credit scores. And now the lenders are willing to give them a shot to reestablish their credit, which is a good thing to some extent. I just don't want them to get overextended and take on too much debt. I mean, there are lots of places where you can get better credit cards. For example, I have a website called myguidetocreditcards.com where you can get lower interest rates and better frequent flyer miles and bonuses of various types. What most people do is whenever it shows up in the mail, they just say, well, I'll take that. That sounds good. The story I saw also found that 127 million credit card solicitations were put in the mail in the latest month, up from 60 million a year ago. So people getting these things in the mail say, oh, sure, I'll take that. Makes it easy.
And the ones that come in the mail are typically not the best offers, are they?
Those are the worst offers, that's right. The highest interest rates, the biggest annual fees, yes. But people just do what's easy, and they just take whatever shows up in the mail.
That is a great resource, and I know you've got a link to this and many other great resources on your website, and that website is moneyanswers.com.
Exactly. At moneyanswers.com, I've got links. I've got all the different resources, about 150 different resources to help people improve their finances in every way at moneyanswers.com.
And that's really a nice resource. And if people are looking for an answer to a specific question, I like the fact that they can reach out directly to you through that website as well.
And I get emails from folks all the time, John. I'm always glad to help them at moneyanswers.com. You bet.
Again, Jordan Goodman, America's Money Answers Man. We talk to him about once a month. Jordan, thank you for your time again this month.
Thank you so much, John.
Again, Jordan Goodman, his website, moneyanswers.com, and I've got a link to him in the show notes for today as well. So if you're maybe driving down the road or in the middle of something and you didn't get all that jotted down, that's okay. We got you covered. I've got a link to it all in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Pluto is technically not even a year old. Yeah, Pluto was discovered February 18th, 1930. It is the farthest dwarf planet from the sun. We used to call it a planet. Now we got to call it a dwarf planet. Look what I'm wearing today, by the way.
Yeah, your
it
Pluto
is so
shirt.
Faded,
It
you
is
can barely
so
read
faded.
It's a shirt from Brian Regan, and it says, Pluto, I'm just a big nothing, because he's got a joke
Poor
about
Pluto.
Pluto is no longer a planet. Anyway, 1930 is when we discovered it. It takes 248 Earth years for Pluto to complete a rotation around the sun. That places Pluto's first birthday, Monday, March 23rd, 2178.
Wow.
We will not be there to see that, I'm sure.
No.
But that's pretty exciting. So Pluto has not even turned 1 year old since we discovered it back in 1930.
It's already been downgraded.
Yeah, how sad is that? Well, now you know.
It peaked before it turned 1.
That's not good.
That's really sad.
But that is today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline China. Chinese researchers are proposing to deflect asteroids from hitting Earth by shooting rockets into them.
Okay.
Wasn't that like the plot of a movie?
I've seen a movie like that, and I
Yeah.
don't think it ended well.
I don't think so either. But, I suppose if we start now on little asteroids and we figure out how to get really good at it. Like there was a video game when I was a kid called Asteroid. Wasn't that kind of what you did there too?
Yeah, you just blew them up.
Yeah. So this idea has been around for about 40 years. But go ahead and take credit for it, China. I hope it goes well if they decide to do this. Because, again, how scary would it be if there were like an asteroid coming towards us and we don't have a plan? I'm glad there are smart people somewhere coming up with plans. Let's just hope it doesn't happen. That would be bad. RadioTravelGroup.com's news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A man who was being hunted by the North Carolina police stole a car and crashed head-on into a police cruiser. It was a TV news car that he stole. 19-year-old Marcus Brown, one of 4 men running from police, when he approached a reporter and a photographer from the TV station, offered them a wad of cash for a ride to a gas station.
Okay.
Says, we said that those were both news units and he couldn't ride with us because he didn't have station ID, and sorry, there's just no way you can get a ride from us. That's when he seemed to agree. He's like, oh, okay, but then he jumped in and took off.
Just took it.
Yeah, and as he was driving away, he slammed head first right into a police car. 4 men ran from the vehicle after the chase, causing a lockdown. Turned into a big old mess, anyway. Brown was charged with stealing the car, fleeing, and possession of a weapon of mass destruction. So, a lot of stuff. I don't know what all was going on there, but a lot of stuff. It's today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by BetterResultsAdvertising.com. A woman was charged with literally crashing her ex-boyfriend's funeral. Now she's in legal trouble. 28-year-old Blair Rebecca Whitten previously spray-painted a statue of Jesus. The Fargo City prosecutor said in a report she was charged in May with a raucous incident at a funeral of her ex-boyfriend. He passed away in his sleep after complications from a minor surgery. Whitten ran over grave sites and attempted to run over people who were mourning at this. She knew she wasn't welcome, and what she did instead of leaving peacefully was try to run someone over.
Jeez.
And run somebody else over, which was me, said the mother of the person who passed.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyway, she was told to stay away, but she was sending harassing messages on social media, insisted that she caused no trouble after the funeral, although she did. She pled not guilty to 1 count of reckless endangerment. Turns out, according to prosecutors, she also was the person who spray-painted the face of a statue of Jesus at the cathedral early that morning. So now charged with 1 count of misdemeanor criminal mischief. I think she needs to come up with better
needs some
hobbies.
help.
Yeah, come up with some better hobbies and maybe move on. Sad news. Today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. Heidi, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Blue Ridge, Ball Ground, Georgia. Blue Ridge. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab
I'm
center?
going to say that one's a rehab center.
The answer is Rehab Center.
go.
Good job. You're kind of doing well again.
No, I think I was wrong yesterday.
Were you?
I think
know.
I was.
Here's the thing, Heidi. I only remember the positive.
Oh,
I never
thanks.
remember the negative.
I appreciate that.
I think of you as a winner. I
Well,
think
of myself as a winner.
think
as
of you as the smart one here. So just keep that up, please. That's how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by Time4Rehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. So this story is an interesting headline, but I think it's a cool story. It says a bathroom chat led to two co-workers saving each other's husbands.
Okay.
So Tia Wimbush and Susan Ellis both work at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, at Children's Healthcare, I should say. I put
Okay.
a the, it didn't belong there. Both of their husbands were in dire need of a new kidney. And they said, we're generally smiles and hellos. That's, when you see
Right,
somebody.
right.
But a 5-minute bathroom conversation led to a huge change in everything. We crossed paths in a restaurant. We were washing our hands, had the conversation about transplant evaluations, and they found out, even though I'm not a fit for my husband, you're a fit for my husband. And you're not a fit for your husband, but I'm a fit for your husband.
That's amazing.
What if we donate to each other's husbands?
Wow.
They went back. They set everything up to be coordinating with donor coordination. 7 months later, they underwent surgery, and all 4 surgeries went smoothly.
Wow.
And the bodies accepted the new kidneys. They say it's very rare for two immunologically incompatible pairs to propose their own paired exchange and actually be a match for one another. That's a person who's a lot smarter than me that knows what all those words. I probably got half of that wrong. They said, I've been a transplant neurophysiologist since 2008, working in active living donations and paired kidney exchange programs. I've personally never seen anything like this happen before.
That's really super cool.
That really is. The kidney exchange and the couples now have grown closer.
I bet they have.
It's
They're going
beyond
to be
a friendship.
lifelong friends.
They say we are all one big
forever.
happy family now.
Yeah.
Took a leap of faith doing this, and now we are forever connected, always rooting each other on in both the recovery process and the second chance of life.
That's very cool.
I've got a link to the story, by the way, if you want to read all about it. It is in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.